welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Gabrielle Ariana, and I am back with another video. All right, so y'all can see we're doing the Healing Diaries. It's been some months. I started this series with the intentions of just continuing it, like boom 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 boom. However, that's what I'm talking about this episode, which wasn't even written down when I planned out like what I was going to talk about each episode. And it's just kind of like, one thing I'm learning as I'm on my healing journey is that you learn something new like every day. And then within this series, I just kind of want to touch on just certain topics and things that I feel like are just the main thing you really kind of learn when you first start your healing journey. And being proactive, not even started, because I feel like we're always consistently healing, whether we're mindful of it or not. But once you're really proactive in your healing journey, it's just a complete different atmosphere. It's a complete different ball game, and you're just like, it's a newfound awareness that you have within yourself and those around you. And so today, as y'all see from the title, we're going to be talking about isolation, solitude, right? Now, when I started the series, I was in the midst of recording, and I was like, wow, Healing Diaries. It just kind of came to me. I had wrote down everything that I wanted to talk about with it, and that's kind of what it is. So I have a whole notebook of like different topics and things that I wanted to talk about throughout this entire series. But this is what I'm talking about today is something that just kind of, it literally just slapped me in the face, because I even recorded the next episode for the series, and I never uploaded it. I edited it and everything, but I never edited it, but I kept it in my like archives, and something was just like, no, don't upload it. I just never got I don't know. Something hit me, and I went into this, I don't even know what to call it. Like, I just kind of went dark. I wasn't recording anything for my YouTube channel. Like, before, all of my previous uploads up until this point, as you can see, were none of my Healing Diaries. But before that, the most recent one, before like the past 2 months, maybe 3 months, was my Healing Diaries, and I just kind of stopped. And I got into this space of just wanting to be isolated from everything and everyone. And I'm literally still in that space where I'm just like, been very much into my own solitude. Someone who's consistently being self-aware of myself, of others, of everything around me, reflecting, correcting. I don't ever want to get into this space of just feeling like I have to always be in just observant mode and be observing every single thing, even myself around me. And there's a later episode that I'll be talking about with the Healing Diaries that I'll go more in depth in, but in short, it should never be the 25/8 of healing yourself. Like, you're always going to be healing from something, but that doesn't mean you have to make it a job out of it, to say it like that. And I feel like when I first started being proactive in it, way before I started the Healing Diaries, I kind of made a job out of it, so much to the point where I'm just like, okay, I'm over it now. I'm tired of self-reflecting. I'm tired of going over everything that's happened in my life. I'm tired of reliving those experiences and replaying them in my head and trying to figure out what role did I play in this scenario with this person or in this interaction, and what role did I play in this one, and etc. Like, it got so exhausting, and I just got to this space of just wanting to be left alone. And I'm literally still in that space of just wanting to be left alone. And I've been in this space of just solitude. And I feel like when you're healing so much, and I feel like it starts at those beginning stages of where you're healing and you're realizing these other things, your self-awareness, your self-love, boundaries. I feel like the first things you really start to get when you start healing for real, and you're being proactive in it, and you're revisiting things you're healing from, and you're replaying that, you start to see these boundaries that I didn't have in place for myself and for other people. You start to see the self-love that you say you have for yourself, and the self-value and self-worth, but you weren't exercising it, right? That's why those are my first 2 episodes, because I feel like those are the first few things or components that you really, it takes that first before you start diving deeper into everything else. That's how I say it. That's how, at least for myself, it is. But I feel like for most people that I've spoken to about like healing and things like that, it's been the same with them. The first things that, like, you know, it's a theme that I'm seeing even on social media and things of people talking about like healing and stuff like that, is self-love, self-value, and your self-worth. And then boundaries. Like, when you love yourself, you are, you know your value. Not even just know your value, because that's a whole different topic within itself, but just exercising your value, exercising your worth, exercising that love that you have for yourself. That part of the exercising is those boundaries that you have in place and that you're putting in place within yourself, but also within other people. But I feel like it hits you out of nowhere, where because you've reflected so much and you're now putting these boundaries into place, it starts to minimize the number of interactions you're having and encounters you're having with people, and this number of people you're interacting with in general, that you kind of get pushed into this, like, I don't want to say box, but you start to like get pushed in this box, and now it's just me. And I like it because I feel safe with me, and I'm not sure if I can now feel safe with these people after this newfound revelation of all these things that I'm healing from, and I'm just addressing within myself and reflecting on. So you kind of shut out the world, and you're now in solitude, right? You're now in isolation. You're putting yourself in isolation. That is where I have been at. Like, realistically speaking, that's where I have been at. Kind of hit me out of nowhere, where I was just like, whoa. Another revelation is coming within itself of like, yeah, after all these revelations and all these things that I'm learning about myself, learning about other people, realizing and putting all these puzzle pieces together, the puzzle is still not complete. But a huge part of that puzzle, like one of the biggest pieces, is you detaching from those things that you're still healing from, those people that you're healing from, or just people that you've been so used to being around. Because I feel like, for myself at least, the unhealed version of me that was not proactive in my healing, because again, I'm going to always say that people are always healing, whether we are mindful of it or not, whether you are proactive in it or not, you're always healing in some capacity, and it probably can be an unhealthy way of healing. So for myself, I was healing in a very unhealthy way before I became proactive and very aware and very mindful of my healing, of the journey that I'm on now. Before this journey, I was healing, right? But I was healing in a way that was not healthy for me, because it's resulting in me being in like overtime now. That's why I was saying, like, you start to feel like it's like a job. And so before, it was kind of like I was healing, but the wound was still open. It was still bleeding. It was still very much like I seen it and I put a band-aid over it, knowing the band-aid wasn't going to cover anything. And that was me just suppressing, pushing things to the side. Oh, it's okay. It doesn't bother me. It's okay. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. It's okay. It is what it is. That's my favorite line. It is, because it really is what it is. But then it's like, okay, it is what it is, but what else can it be? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but what else can it be? Right? What can you do for it to be that? And that's where the proactive healing comes in at. That's where the mindful healing comes in at. Because, like, that's where the intentional healing comes in at. You have to be very intentional with the things that you do. And with those intentions, are they aligning with you being the best version of yourself, right? In a healthy form that's going to allow you to be in those healthy relationships and be with people that you're healing with, not healing from, that you're growing with, not having to grow apart. And I feel like I've grown apart from a lot of these people and experiences and things and places, because I felt like I just detached from everything, like literally detached from everything and everyone. And now I'm slowly getting back into this, okay, what do I have, not even an attachment to, but what do I have a connection to? What do I feel is actually in alignment with me, that is on the mindful healing, that is on the intentional healing, that is proactively healing? Because the things that were in alignment with me, that was with my non-intentional healing, my non-proactive healing, my non-mindful healing, was not working, because those things I'm actually still having to heal from now that I'm being in the proactive with it. When you're on your healing journey, it's going to come to this point where you are going to put yourself into solitude, and isolate yourself from the world and everything and everyone. And you have this newfound revelation, and it's like, I kind of look at as this healing as like a snake. And you know how a snake have to shed skin to grow bigger. but I look at it as more of like grow bigger, but more of an elevating way, so like an upscale way versus an expanding way. But then also expansion of your plate, and expansion of the room you now have to take the expansion of what you're willing, or not what you're willing, but what you're open to receiving. I feel like my plate was so small that I felt like, you know, I didn't want this and this and this and this. Even though I did want those things and have a desire for these things, I was like, no, I don't want too much on my plate. Now I have grown and I'm shedding skin and I'm getting bigger, but I'm expanding and elevating in a way where it's like, as I shed skin and I get bigger and I upscale to different heights and levels of myself, it's allowing me to be more open, and my plate is getting just bigger to allow more things to go on top of it. So once I have it, I can handle it and I can be able to enjoy it, and, you know, be at ease and things like that. I feel like this episode it was just kind of random and out of nowhere, because it's just something that I kind of got as I was doing these episodes and was just living life and being proactive and healing, that I'm like, I need to take a break from this. It's starting to feel like a job. It's starting to feel like I have to be observant of everything that I'm doing at all times and everyone around me at all times, and I don't want to be that. That's not what I want to be. And it was pushing me down the reality of what I was before, of just kind of suppressing things and etc. So I feel like while you're on your healing journey, it is essential and it is important to isolate yourself from everything. And that even means detaching, or not detaching, but taking a break from the things that you once had like a interest in, to really just be, because we're human beings. I was so tired of doing this and doing that and just do. It's just too much. I wanted to just be, and that's what I was just being, because that's what I am. I am a human being. I'm a spiritual being, and I was just being me. I was being whatever I wanted to be whenever I wanted to be it. And I think that is essential, and it is very important when you're on this healing journey to just be. Don't feel like you have to do all the time. Don't feel like you have to do this and do that and to get to this point. I feel like we want to rush everything. Instant gratification. No. Patience is a virtue, and everything takes time. Everything is happening in divine timing. Everything is happening in divine alignment. And it's okay to just be. It's okay to be in isolation, be alone, be surrounded by people if you choose to, or see isolation, solitude. Those two will be your best friend at some point on this healing journey. You're just gonna be in isolation. You're gonna be probably not wanting to be around the people that you once used to be around all the time. And it's nothing towards those people, right? It's nothing should ever be taken personally. I'm learning that in life. Nothing should ever be taken personally. Everything that people do, you know, sometimes people are doing what's best for them. I'm gonna do what's best for me, just like you're gonna do what's best for you. I'm going to do what's best for me, just like you're going to do what's best for you. And then if what's best for you is to be in solitude and to just be, but doing that alone, being alone, but not in an unhealthy way. I feel like people really have this misconceived negative notion of like alone and being lonely, and there's nothing wrong with being alone. Truthfully, I'd rather be alone in my own energy in solitude than be surrounded by people that don't have my best interests at heart, that that are not in alignment with me, that are not intentional with me in our relationship as I would be with them, and the relationship that we would have. I would rather be alone in my own solitude, where I feel where it's safe at, than be around people. I'm learning the importance of community versus just company, and that just came from me being in solitude and just isolating myself and detaching from everything and everyone and, you know, the things around me. And it's been very helpful. It's been very beautiful. It allows me now to see what I really do want versus what I thought that I wanted. Also, what I actually need, you know, from myself and from other people. And it allowed me to make room to be in alignment with those things and to be open for those relationships that are going to be coming in my life, that are in alignment with me, that are for my best interests, that are going to be reciprocated, and it's just always adding and elevating and upscaling. Yes, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be continuing the Healing Diaries series. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.